Murmansk, Russia. Just east of the border of Norway, near the coast of the Barents Sea, lies the ruins of a Soviet-era engineering facility. Among the crumbling walls of this long-abandoned site is a metal cap sealed shut by 12 rusted bolts. Beneath it is the Kola super-deep borehole. It is the deepest human-made hole on Earth and one of the 20th century's greatest scientific accomplishments.
In the 1970s, the Soviet Union attempted to break the world record of deep drilling to go well past the typical 3 to 4 to 5 kilometers of deep drilling that is normally done for oil, for example. And their aim was to achieve a depth of about 15 kilometers. It's not a very big hole, it's only 9 inches wide, but it's a testament to what is possible with technology.
The Kola Super Deep Borehole is just a really thin, narrow hole straight down into the earth. One of the reasons why they made the hole that shape is that the wider the space it is that you're drilling, the more resistance that you run into. And as you dig down deeper, strange things start to happen. One of the biggest obstacles to digging that hole was the temperature increases about 60 degrees Fahrenheit for every kilometer that you go down. These teams found when they were drilling down that the rock started to behave like plastic, and that this solid rock was actually gumming up the works of their drills.
There's so much pressure there, there's so much heat there. Eventually they could drill no deeper, and they had to abandon it. And since then, there's been no project that has gotten deeper. It's actually the deepest hole that has ever been drilled to this day by humans.
By the end of the project, in 1995, scientists had recorded reaching more than 12,000 meters, or 7.6 miles, deep into the Earth's crust. But despite this remarkable feat of engineering, the Kola Super Deep Borehole penetrated less than 1% of the 4,000 miles between the planet's surface and inner core. If we've only been able to explore a tiny portion of Earth's crust, what do we really know about the inner workings of our planet?
Since time immemorial, people have created mythologies and stories to explain what was underneath our feet. However, the first person to use mathematics and physics to decode the mystery of the Earth was Edmund Halley. Famous for discovering and understanding Halley's Comet, he thought that the Earth might be hollow.
Edmund Halley was really interested in the idea that there were basically these concentric shells inside the Earth, and that each one of these shells had different properties. They could spin independent of each other inside of the planet.
When we think about something like Halley's theory, we forget that things like the hollow Earth were valid scientific thought. It wasn't just a science fiction idea. It was one that was still the best explanation at the time to try and fit the data and information they had. And the reality is different from that, but it's still an exciting idea.
While we now know our planet is not hollow, Halley's concept of concentric layers has become an accepted theory. For decades, experts have proposed that our world is comprised of 4 parts: the inner core, the outer core, the mantle, and the crust. But how did we determine this if we can barely scratch Earth's surface?
Today, we analyze the way that waves from earthquakes move through the Earth. And we see how they bounce off of certain rocks or are deflected deep underground. And that tells us about the structure, what the interior of the Earth looks like. But at the same time, it's interesting that we've never seen the inside of our world in person.
While it may be impossible for humans to physically reach the center of the Earth, we have made some fascinating discoveries in the world's deepest mine.
The deepest mine is located in South Africa. And this is deep. It's about 4 kilometers deep. But the excitement is all about the unintended discoveries. For example, about 2.5 kilometers down, a whole new species of bacteria was discovered. And this bacteria is the only living thing down there. And so you don't know what you're going to find until you get down there and take a good look.